Charles Dickens, man. This guy was a literary rock star of his time. Imagine a dude who could capture the essence of society, the struggles, the triumphs, and wrap it all up in a compelling story. That's Dickens for you. He knew how to spin a yarn like no other. His stories weren't just tales. They were reflections of the world around him, filled with vivid characters and intricate plots that kept readers hooked. Back in the 1800s, he was like the Stephen King of his time, writing all these crazy popular stories. But instead of horror, Dickens delved into the social issues of his day, making his readers think deeply about the world they lived in. A Tale of Two Cities was one of his big hits, and for good reason. This novel wasn't just a story, it was a powerful commentary on the human condition, set against the backdrop of one of the most tumultuous times in history. It's got drama, intrigue, and a whole lot of history. The novel dives deep into the lives of its characters, showing their struggles, their hopes, and their fears in a way that feels incredibly real. The book takes us back to a time when France was about to explode. The tension in the air was palpable, and Dickens captures this perfectly, making you feel like you're right there in the midst of it all. The French Revolution was brewing and things were about to get messy. Dickens paints a vivid picture of the chaos and the uncertainty that gripped the nation, making it clear just how high the stakes were. Dickens wanted to show how this chaos affected everyday people, both in France and across the pond in England. He wasn't just telling a story, he was making a statement about society, about the impact of political upheaval on ordinary lives, and about the resilience of the human spirit in the face of adversity. So, we've got two major locations in this story, London and Paris. These two cities, though geographically not too far apart, are worlds apart in terms of their atmosphere, culture, and the events that unfold within them. Each city has its own unique vibe and set of challenges that shape the lives of the people who live there. London is kind of gloomy and foggy, often shrouded in a mist that gives it a mysterious and somewhat melancholic feel. The weather can be dreary, with grey skies and frequent rain, which can make the city seem a bit sad at times. But despite this, London is also a place of opportunity. It's a city where people come to reinvent themselves, to start anew, and to chase their dreams. The fog and gloom can be seen as a blank canvas, ready for new stories to be written. Paris, on the other hand, is like a powder keg about to blow. The city is vibrant and full of life, but there's an underlying tension that you can almost feel in the air. It's a city on the brink, with emotions running high and a sense of impending change. The streets are filled with a mix of excitement and anxiety, as if everyone is holding their breath, waiting for something to happen. Before the revolution, Paris was all fancy parties and rich folks ignoring the problems around them. The aristocracy lived in opulence, throwing lavish parties and indulging in excess, seemingly oblivious to the struggles of the common people. The divide between the rich and the poor was stark, with the wealthy living in luxury while the rest of the city suffered. But underneath all that glitz and glamour, people were angry. The common folk were fed up with the inequality and the lack of opportunities. They were tired of being overlooked and oppressed, and their frustration was growing by the day. The anger was palpable, simmering just below the surface, ready to erupt at any moment. They were tired of being poor and powerless while the rich lived it up. The disparity between the classes was glaring, and the common people felt the weight of their struggles more acutely with each passing day. The rich continued to live in their bubble of privilege, seemingly unaware or indifferent to the plight of the masses. That's why the revolution happened. They couldn't take it anymore. The people of Paris reached a breaking point, and their collective anger and frustration ignited a movement that would change the course of history. The revolution was a response to years of oppression and inequality, a desperate cry for justice and a better future. It was a time of upheaval and transformation, as the people rose up to demand their rights and reclaim their power. Now, let's meet our main dudes. These three characters are central to our story, and each one brings something unique to the table. First up, we've got Charles Darnay. Charles is a French nobleman, but don't let that fool you. He's not your typical aristocrat. He's a French nobleman who's trying to escape his family's messed-up past. His family has a dark history, and Charles wants nothing to do with it. He's a good guy at heart, but he's got some serious baggage. He's constantly haunted by the actions of his ancestors and is determined to make a new life for himself. Then there's Sidney Carton, the cynical lawyer with a hidden heart of gold. Oh, Sidney might come off as a bit of a downer, but there's more to him than meets the eye. He's kind of a mess, but he's got a good soul deep down. Despite his outward appearance and often pessimistic attitude, Sidney is capable of great kindness and selflessness, and he's got a major thing for Lucy, the daughter of a dude who got locked up in France for a really long time. Lucy is the light in his otherwise dark world, and he would do anything for her. And finally, there's that other guy. He's a bit of a mystery, always lurking in the background. His role in the story is crucial, even if he doesn't always take center stage. Together, these three characters navigate a world of revolution, love, and sacrifice. Their intertwined fates create a rich tapestry of drama and emotion that keeps us hooked from start to finish. As they face their individual challenges, their stories become a powerful commentary on the human condition, exploring themes of redemption, loyalty, and the enduring power of love. So buckle up and get ready for an unforgettable journey with Darnay, Carton, and that other guy. Their adventures will take you through the highs and lows of life, leaving you with plenty to think about long after the story ends.